Good morning, students. We'll begin with the last part of the lesson, Nelson Mandela, page number 21, last paragraph. In life, every man has two obligations. Obligations means his duties that he performs. Obligations to his family, to his parents, to his wife, and children. And he has an obligation to his people. These are the duties that we all perform in our life. As a brother, as a friend, as a husband, as a father, we have to perform these duties. And has an obligation to his people as well, his community and his country. We have to follow these rules also. In a civil and humane society, each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his own inclination, means natural tendency of behavior, how we behave, and his abilities. Abilities means the work, the things that we do, the ability that we have to complete a job. But in a country like South Africa, now these are simple things, but in South Africa, following these duties for a black person was also almost impossible. It was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color. See, here he is clarifying, a man of my birth and my color, to fulfill both of those obligations. Means there were problem in staying with your family also. You are not allowed the simple rights that a person born in the country has. They were not even given those simple rules. They were not. They were undergoing lots of harassment. In South Africa, a man of color who attempt to live as a human being was punished. Means you cannot even perform your daily routines in life. You cannot have any rights, simple rights also, and isolation. This word you might be knowing as well right now. Isolation means staying away, pulled away from general lifestyle. In South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duties to his people were inevitable, means unavoidable. You cannot avoid them. Duty towards people were inevitable, ripped from his family. Ripped means pulled away, taken away, and his home, and was forced to live a life apart. You could not live a happy life with your family also. A twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. Rebellion is something that you do against when you are suppressed and you fight for it, is known as rebellion. A rebel is the person who does that against the government or against authorities. I did not in the beginning choose to place my people above my family. See, in the beginning also he also was such a person. For him the family was first as compared to the people, means of his country. But in attempting to serve my people, I found that I was prevented means stopped from fulfilling my obligations as a son, a brother, a father, and a husband. Means he was not even given those rights to fulfill his duty as a son, brother, father, or a husband. He was deprived of all these things. I was not born with a hunger to be free. In the beginning, he did not have such a hunger to be free. I was born free. Obviously, when a child is born, it doesn't know, it doesn't care that he thinks that he is free. But people in South Africa were born free, but they were not given those rights. Free in every way that I could know, and freedom has lots of meanings also. Free to run in the field, just imagine these things, running in the fields near my mother's hut. Free to swim in the clear streams that ran through my village. Free to roast mealies, means to cook food under the stars, and ride the broad, means actually here the meaning of broad is free. backs of slow moving bulls. These are general things, but yet these were not given to him. As long as I obeyed my father and abided by the custom of my tribe, I was not troubled by the laws of man or God. Means he was thinking of himself as he was free, he was enjoying life. He did not know that actually he was under the bondage. It was only when excuse me, I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion. Illusion means what really does not exist, what you are made to see, what appears, what the magicians do. They show you something, but it is not real. That is known as illusion. Was an illusion. His freedom was an illusion. He did not know. When I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me, and he discovered that actually he was not a free man in a free country, that I began to hunger for it. It is the very human nature that what you are deprived of, what you don't get, you always want those things. Which you are said no, you always want to do those things. So for him, freedom was that hunger, and he wanted those things. At first, as a student, I wanted freedom only for myself. When he was as a student, he wanted to be free for himself. The transitory freedom, transitory means temporary, not permanent, freedom of being able to stay out at night, being able to stay roam at night, read what I pleased, and go where I chose to go anywhere. Later, as a young man in Johannesburg. Johannesburg is a city at South Africa. I yearned means I desired for the basic and honorable freedom of achieving my potentials. Potential means his abilities, of earning my keeps, of marrying, having a family, the freedom not to be obstructed in lawful life. So simple things where he was deprived of. But then I slowly saw that not only was I not free, but my brother and sisters were not free. Now he came to know that he was not free. No one was free when he grew up. He understood the society, he understood the rules. At that time he knew that he was no more free, nor were his brothers and his sisters and his fellow beings, his countrymen. I saw that it was not just my freedom that I was curtailed. Curtail means to cut off. Curtailed, that the freedom was curtailed means not having freedom, but the freedom of everyone who looked like I did. Now the problem was, he wants to say that there was no freedom for the black people. Here he says, who looked like I did. For the black people, there was no freedom. That is when I joined the African National Congress. At that time, he joined the African National Congress, and that is when the hunger for my own freedom became the greater hunger for the freedom of my people. So now he started thinking of the freedom of his people, and he gave more priority to the freedom of his country, people like him. It was the desire for the freedom of my people to live their lives with dignity. Dignity means worthy life. Life with dignity and self-respect. They did not have any respects. They were insulted, tortured, and never given the respect that a human being deserves. That animated my life. That transformed a frightened young man into bold one, and that transformed him from a frightened young man. He became bold. That drove a law-abiding attorney to become a criminal. That turned a family-loving husband into a man without a home. So now he is saying that slowly these things developed in my mind. I started becoming as a man who was craving for freedom. Freedom of himself with the freedom of his people. And he was into the man without a home that forced a life-loving man to live like a monk. Monk, you understand, is a hermit. So staying alone, staying away from everyone because he had to struggle a lot. I have told you previously also that he was imprisoned for 30 years. You can just imagine. And he had to go through lots of pain in his life. I am no more virtuous of self-sacrificing than the next man, but I found that I could not even enjoy the poor and limited freedom. See, he could not even enjoy simple freedom that people get in their own country, and he was not given anything. Even enjoy the poor and limited freedom I was allowed when I knew my people were not free. He understood that none of the people looking like him were free. I knew my people were not free. Now he knew that people of his type were not free. They were, in a way, they were slaves to a country. Freedom is indivisible, means which cannot be divided, which cannot be broken. Freedom is indivisible. The chains of anyone of my people were chains on all of them. Means that if a single person is also deprived of his simple rights, it means even I am a part of it. Until each and everyone gets his freedom as a free person, given him the rights to perform, to live, just to live and to exist a simple life, until those freedoms are not given, he thought that even I am not free. My people, the chains on any of my people were the chains on all of them. The chains on all of my people were the chains on me, and those chains were even on him. Last paragraph, and this is one of the most important paragraph. Pay attention to this. It has the entire core of the chapter. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated. See, these a bit difficult to understand, but pay attention. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated. Liberated means to be free. Just as surely as the oppressed, means he believed that the person who is suffering, he has to be free. But the person who has the authority, who is above him, he also, who is imposing unlawful acts on these people, those people also need to be free. So, as surely as the oppressed, a man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. You take someone else's freedom, means you are also doing something which is unlawful, which is not right. Take away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. What will he get? Only hatred, the person who does this. He is locked behind the bars of prejudice, and the person who does so is locked behind the bars of prejudice. Prejudice is a strong dislike towards something without any reason, but just we don't like something, it becomes a mindset in such a way that we don't know, even many times we don't have the proper reason for it, but just we start hating. Behind the bars of prejudice and narrow-mindedness. Narrow-mindedness is also one of it. You don't have the positive ideas, you don't think in a broad way. That is narrow-mindedness. You are limited to a small core of thing, and you just live and exist, and you have the rules according to only that much. You don't think above or beyond those things. I am not truly free if I am taking away someone else's freedom. Being in a family, or the family may be your family, or the entire country, your nation is also a family, and I am not truly free if I am taking away someone else's freedom. And if you are taking someone else's freedom, then you too are not free, because you are doing something very wrong to someone else. So I am taking away someone else's freedom just as surely as I am not free when my freedom is taken from me. It is the same. If you are taking someone else's freedom, you too are just a part of it. As if free when my freedom is taken from me, just as surely as I am not free when my freedom is taken from me. The oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. And the oppressor means the person who is oppressing someone, and the oppressed and the person who is getting oppressed alike are robbed of humanity. Means you are not human, you are not doing the act of God, you are actually trying to oppress someone by force. The oppressor alike are robbed of humanity. And he says at the end that you are actually doing it something against humanity. Means you should not be doing what actually Nelson Mandela is proposing here. So here we come to the end of the chapter. We have understood the entire chapter. Now there are oral comprehension on the page number 24. There are 3 questions, and after that there are thinking about the text. So thinking about the text also has 5 questions and answers you have to write down. So here we complete the chapter, only this much you have to do, and please do keep on writing the answers in your fair book. Until we meet again, few words related to the chapter that we have done are very good words and ideas of Nelson Mandela that he had given to the entire world and had become a worldwide figure. So until we meet, stay safe, stay at home. Thank you very much. Goodbye.